Technically speaking, it only ever takes one attempt to leave a narcissistic relationship, and it's usually that one attempt that is the final attempt when people do walk away. Whether the narcissist has discarded you and you choose to never go back, or whether you finally break free and stay free. Unfortunately, on the process of getting out of a narcissistic relationship, the average it takes is 7 attempts. So some people get out on the first, second, third attempt. Some people it's the 12th, 13th, 14th. So what exactly keeps people trapped within the cycle before they finally break free? So this video is going to be about what keeps people trapped in narcissistic relationships. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. When you meet someone who is everything you ever thought you wanted, needed and more, as you're living your dreams with them at the start in the idealization stage of the relationship, and that is your reality at that moment in time. When you see it, you believe in it, it feels good, and you naturally want to hold onto it and never let it go. However, a narcissist is a con artist. They sell you a dream and deliver you a living nightmare. Walking away from your dreams and walking away from the reality that you once lived when they were so kind and caring is hard, especially when you're led to believe that they want the same things as you. It's hard to walk away from any relationship. It's hard walking away from someone who raised you, someone you fell deeply in love with, the partner in your life. Walking away from a narcissistic relationship takes great courage and strength. And when you found the coping mechanisms to survive the relationship, you will find them to walk away and survive recovery. When it comes to narcissistic people, it's extremely difficult to walk away from, as your mind is often in a state of confusion and stress, with 2 or more realities playing out, as a narcissist manipulates through gaslighting, projection and blame shifting. So you end up blaming yourself and believing you're at fault, thinking if only you'd change, you'd get that person you met back, that person who is just an illusion. As the power struggle continues while you're trying to keep true to yourself and they're trying to keep control over you, and you're trying to keep control within your life and they're trying to keep control over your life, whenever you give in, that person you met reappears, often leaving you doubting their bad behaviour and believing it's your fault. It was never your fault. The narcissist is also living in a state of mixed realities. Deep down, they are insecure and vulnerable, continually searching for someone to fix them. And when they're in a faults are not fixed, they will punish people, as they only want their reality. They can only cope with their reality, the reality that they are good and everyone else is bad. Where most people can see their own faults, narcissistic people try not to, and they try to project their faults onto others. And as you can see your own faults, as you're willing to learn from your mistakes, and a narcissist isn't, a toxic relationship is formed. You have one partner that is hurting and will take everyone down with them to make themselves feel better. And another who might have been hurting before and will definitely be hurting during the relationship, that's doing their best to heal the other person, trying to help the other person, not realising that it's only harming themselves. Both end up full of inner turmoil and self-harm. The narcissist in a negative way, yet blaming all others, and you doing your best to help, yet blaming yourself, and it just brings more pain and discomfort. So even though you might know within yourself that the relationship isn't healthy, why do people stay stuck? First, before we've lived it, we don't have the knowledge to understand what is actually happening to us. It's only once out of the situation that we learn about the red flags, and then we go, oh, I knew that. When at the time we didn't know, something just felt a bit off, but we didn't have the knowledge to understand what felt off. So while living it, we don't know what's happening. It's only once out that we piece it back together and see what's actually happened to us. Love bombing, the idolization stage. Narcissists know how to hook people in. This is a manipulation tactic to feed you that false reality, making you believe and feel like you're the luckiest person alive, that you're living out your dreams. Then this confuses you and they stop acting this way, causing cognitive dissonance as your mind is trapped between realities and beliefs, and also causing the trauma bonding, the dopamine released from the highs and the cortisol released from the stress of the lows, causing that chemical, that psychological addiction to the relationship. Mirroring. When a narcissist mirrors, it's done on a conscious level as they study their targets to purposefully reflect back what the target wants to hear, often accompanied by future faking. Some narcissists will stalk our social media, others will ask friends and family about us. They are literally gathering data on us. As a narcissist lacks in their own authentic personality, they are testing ours. They want to build up our hopes, which again creates that trauma bond. So when their mask slips and their envious face comes out in full force, they will project their negative qualities over to us. So we're the ones left doubting ourselves, blaming ourselves. They downplay their toxic behaviour and exaggerate things that we haven't even done to get us to conform to their demands and walk on eggshells around them. Mirroring is simply an illusion as the narcissist sells us the dreams of what we would like to hear, and once hooked, they begin to devalue us in horrific ways. Still, as they've given us the hope of the illusion when they mirrored us in the idolization, we don't see what's truly happening and do our best to bring the person back that we first met. Yet while we're in that mirroring stage, the narcissist has also learned the things that matter the most to us, and they use these against us to provoke our reactions or to hurt our feelings, so they can twist the story to blame it all on us. They use our own insecurities against us, then they project. The narcissist projection is a mixture of their manipulative gaslighting and their blame shifting as they go all out distracting us from the truth, as they do their best to cover the truth, their distorted lies, as they hide the truth from their toxic, hurtful, negative behaviour from us. At the same time, they get us to doubt and blame ourselves and take on the responsibility of not only our behaviour, but also the responsibility of the narcissist's behaviour. They get us to defend ourselves to them for how we think or feel due to their hurtful ways. So they escape accountability, so they can remain in control and so they can get away with their actions time and time again while slowly sinking us further under their trance. The narcissist future faking. The narcissist future faking is where a narcissist will use the future to get their needs met in the present by getting us to focus on a future promise that they'll not deliver. They're just promising it to get their needs met. They want to gaslight us by selling us an illusion of something that was never meant to be. Future faking is to hide things from us, to distract us from the reality of what we're living through, of what's genuinely happening to us. A narcissist will promise something, and then when they don't deliver on that thing, if we question them about it, they'll come at us with gaslighting phrases such as, "I'm sorry, if only you," to blame us for the things that we possibly didn't even do. Future faking is to sell you that hope that if only you did something, they would do something for you to make you feel gratitude. So if they promise you something then don't deliver, you ask them, they will come up with something that they have done. Or they will gaslight you into believing they did something they didn't, or they will claim that they never said that. They will find a way to make you feel obligated into helping them, yet they will rarely to never help you. Gratitude. We all know people can make mistakes, and when we've seen how good they can act, and it is an act, we make excuses for their bad behaviour. As no one is perfect. Their gaslighting of events helps keep us in a trance. If they provoke and we react, then we've got reactive abuse, which the narcissist will blow way out of proportion to suit themselves and to use against us as to why everything is our fault. Yet with their projection and blame shifting, we don't see what's happening. They will downplay the part they played or any wrongdoing on their part, or they will outright deny it, and they will exaggerate what we've done. We can always find evidence of when they treat us right, again causing that inner conflict within our own mind, finding ways to make excuses for their bad and focus on their good, while we're busy focusing on our bad and no longer seeing our good. Narcissists will do their best to make you feel grateful every time they do something for you. They expect eternal gratitude, yet they will make you feel bad if you don't do something for them to break down your boundaries. Empathy. You can have high levels of understanding within you, do your best to relate to how others feel and want to help them, want to do your best by them, help them and give way too much of yourself. You have compassion and understanding and want to help people through their pain. Unfortunately, you'll give and give and give to a narcissist, and all a narcissist will ever do is take. Cognitive dissonance. As a narcissist plays on and exaggerates all their good qualities, refusing to accept responsibility for their toxic qualities, and they will play down all their hurtful negative behaviour, gaslighting us with it wasn't that bad, that never happened, if only you're crazy. Our inner conflict within our own mind causes devastating emotional turmoil. Repetition compulsion. Performing the same acts of behaviour and never getting different results. If you've had one toxic relationship and didn't heal, didn't recognise what was happening, you might try and fix the past in your present. And you can carry the trauma from one narcissistic relationship into another. Narcissistic people play on those who've had past trauma. If you were raised by narcissistic parents, you can try and change the ending of your childhood in your present. Only this never works. We have to step away from the patterns of behaviour in our childhood, step away from being treated how we should never have been treated in our childhood, and make new ways, make new patterns of behaviour that work for us and no longer work against us. Guilt, the guilt of walking away, guilt of not trying, guilt of giving up, the guilt of splitting up a family, the guilt of the past, the guilt of not being there for those who raised us. Fear of the unknown, fear of reactions, fear of what others would think, fear of what the narcissist could do, fear of loss, fear of smear campaigns, fear of stepping out of what we don't recognise is our uncomfortable zone because it's normal, fear of stepping into the new. Trauma bonding, the highs and lows of the relationship causing that trauma bonding, from the high dopamine levels to the cortisol. You are basically on a natural drug within yourself. Financial abuse. A narcissist will find ways to control our money, either by being the breadwinner and controlling how much we have, or being a leech and draining our finances. They can guilt us into giving them money or guilt us into not wanting to ask for any. Pride and ego. We all have pride within ourselves. Often when you've been isolated, especially if those people try to warn or help you, our pride doesn't want to let us reach out to them for fear that they might reject us, fear that no one would believe us, fear that our own mistakes are known to the world. You have to protect yourself and heal. Once you realise you're in a never-ending cycle of a toxic relationship, the best way to heal is to get out safely. Yes, it's incredibly hard to leave. Once out, you'll be wiser and stronger, working on you and who you want to be, releasing the guilt, the pain, the fear, working through the past to leave it in the past. It takes on average 7 attempts to leave an abusive relationship. Some managing less, some take more. However, it only takes that final attempt to leave. People stay because a narcissist gaslights, manipulates, exploits and coercively controls them into not seeing what's happening to them, while causing self-doubt and confusion and isolating people from support. Keep working on who am I. Keep building new dreams. Keep working on your beliefs and your boundaries, your hobbies. Make sure you start to eat well and sleep well. Try to get some exercise. Remember, it's baby steps all the way. You're allowed a couple back. Just keep going. You can and you will recover. We are allowed to wallow in the pain. Just don't stay there too long. We are allowed to feel the emotions when these things have happened to you. The emotions are normal. We just need to process them in a healthy way so that we can move forward. And at times it can be that uncomfortable that we don't want to do it. However, sometimes we have to do the things we don't want to do to make our life easier in the long run. Sometimes we have to do the hard work in the present to make our life easier in the future. I shall add in the video description the 15 things that narcissistic people say to distract us from the truth. I shall also add in the description the narcissist reward punish, because that explains more on how we see the good in them and the bad within ourselves, trauma bonding and reactive abuse, as well as cognitive dissonance. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you are enough and you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.